In just over a month, Canadian cannabis companies will be allowed to sell their product legally. But as that October 17th date approaches, those companies are finding themselves in desperate need of experienced and skilled workers. So how do you find the perfect candidate for a brand new industry? With more, I'm joined from Ottawa this morning by the Executive Director for Cannabis Council of Canada, Alan Riwak. Good to speak with you again.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Great. Listen, there are 115 licensed cannabis producers in Canada so far, an additional 588 applicants waiting for authorization. You know, some are saying that these companies could bring in as many as 150,000 jobs over the next few years. So let's get right down to it. What are the jobs that are available?
They're legion. I mean, there's quite a range that we're looking for right now. Everybody is scaling up for the new world come October 17th. So we're looking for cultivators. We're looking for experienced pharmaceutical managers and leaders, and also folks from the CPG, so the consumer packaged goods world. If you have those skills, and more importantly, you have the enthusiasm to be part of this growing sector, there's a lot of opportunity in cannabis for you.
We know there are a handful of Canadian colleges and universities that have actually added cannabis programs to their curriculum, trying to help these companies fill these needs. But the courses are new, so for now, what kind of experience and background are companies looking for?
Well, that's why this is such a great time to come into this new marketplace. We haven't built the perfect cannabis worker yet. We're doing that together. And it will take a bit of time. So as I said, where we're looking for really skilled people is people with solid marketing backgrounds, particularly with harmful products like alcohol, who know how to work within a highly regulated environment. While cannabis is safer, we need those people with those skill sets and those caution points to come on our teams. We're also looking for really enthusiastic local workers who want to come in on the ground floor and really be part of the cultivation process. In addition, we're looking for people who have strong backgrounds in pharmaceutical production, who know good production practices, and can be part of producing the safest, best cannabis in the world.
Alan, I don't know if these companies are allowed to ask this question during an interview. You can probably tell me that. But is recreational pot use seen as a bonus when you're applying for these jobs?
It's not a bonus, but we're becoming more aware. I'd say it's becoming less of a negative. We recognize that if we're going to hire the best people, we're going to hire people who have some experience with cannabis. That being said, this is the most regulated and controlled working environment for cannabis production in the world. So we want to make sure that anyone who enters this marketplace doesn't have affiliations with criminal organizations or violence in our communities. But if you don't have that baggage behind you and you're just a cannabis activist or advocate, there is a place in this legal marketplace for you.
Legalization, as we know, is just 5 weeks away. You mentioned there's a huge need for employees. What are cannabis companies doing in the meantime?
We're all working 3 jobs. It's a pretty incredible time, and I think what's fueling our workers and fueling our teams is passion. I've never seen a bunch of creative people work so hard as I have in the cannabis space. We're building something entirely new, and that is jet fuel for a lot of folks. And in a couple of years, I think a lot of folks are going to be taking 3-month vacations after we've scaled up, but at this point, we're all triaging and working hard.
Alan, is part of the challenge for cannabis companies the fact that there's still a stigma attached to pot growing and pot selling?
We find that a bit. It's thankfully eroding, because at the end of the day, even though cannabis has been prohibited for 95 years, 15 to 20% of our population, these are your neighbors, these are your friends, these are your colleagues, are consuming cannabis on a daily, weekly, or bi-monthly basis. So we're finding the stigma is eroding very, very quickly, and I think that's going to accelerate come October 17th. But we still hear a bit of that now, and thankfully there's enough really enthusiastic, passionate people to fill those jobs and fill that void, but we still get a bit of that.
Well, good to talk to you, and thanks for the clarification.
Thanks so much for your time today.